Please help me to reach 1,000 subscribers. The text came in at 9:47 p.m., glowing on my phone like a quiet accusation. Relax. It was only dinner. No heart emoji. No explanation. Just that sentence, sharp, dismissive, final. I was sitting on the edge of our bed, still wearing my work shirt. The house dark except for the lamp she liked to leave on. The dinner she'd promised she'd be late for. The dinner she hadn't mentioned would be with him. I didn't even know who he was yet. All I knew was that something inside me had gone very still, the way it does right before something breaks. I typed back and erased it. Typed again. Deleted. My chest felt hollow like air had been sucked out. I told myself I was overreacting. I always did. 10 years of marriage teaches you how to sand down your own instincts until they're smooth enough not to cause friction. So I relaxed. Or at least I pretended to. The signs had been small at first. Almost polite. She started taking her phone into the bathroom. Not every time, just enough that I noticed. She'd flip it face down on the counter like it was shy. She'd laugh at messages and then clear her throat when I walked into the room. Work stuff, she'd say, already annoyed that I'd asked. I wanted to believe her. God, I did. We had a rhythm, a life built on routines. Sunday grocery runs, shared playlists in the car, her bare feet on mine while we watched TV. You don't throw that away over a few late dinners and a locked phone. But the missed calls kept stacking up. I'd ring her at 8, it would go straight to voicemail. Then she'd call back at 9:30 breathless like she'd been rushing. You okay? I'd ask. Yeah, just busy. You worry too much. Maybe I did. Maybe love makes you paranoid. Or maybe it makes you quiet when you should be loud. The first real crack came on a Thursday. I remember because I'd actually cooked something complicated. The smoke alarm went off twice. I set the table anyway. Candles. Her favorite wine. She texted at 7:12. Running late. Dinner with the team. I stared at the candles melting down. Wax pooling like time wasted. At 8:30 I ate alone. At 9:47 I got the text. Relax. It was only dinner. That night when she came home she smelled different. Not perfume, something warmer. Her hair was loose, her lipstick reapplied. She kissed my cheek like she was checking something off a list. You're quiet, she said. Long day, I lied. She went to shower, and I sat there listening to the water, my heart thudding too loud. I hated myself for what I did next. I still do. But I unlocked her iPad. She'd never changed the passcode. Birthdays have a way of betraying you. The messages weren't explicit. That was almost worse. Did you get home safe? I had a good time tonight. We should do that place again. My hand shook as I scrolled. Weeks of it. Lunches labeled meetings. Dinners called networking. Inside jokes I didn't understand. And then one message that sat there like a loaded gun. I wish we didn't have to sneak. I felt something tear, not loudly, not all at once. Just a slow ripping like fabric giving way. I didn't confront her right away. I don't know why. Maybe I needed to see how far the lie went. Maybe part of me was still hoping I'd misunderstood, that context would save us. Over the next week, every memory started to sting. The night she'd canceled our anniversary plans because she was exhausted. The weekend she'd gone on a work retreat and barely answered my calls. All of it replayed itself, tainted like photographs left out in the sun too long. I watched her more closely. The way she smiled at her phone. The way she dressed up for casual dinners. The way she avoided my eyes when she said she loved me. One evening I asked carefully, "Who do you usually go to dinner with from work?" She didn't look up. Why? Just curious. She sighed, already defensive. You're reading into things again. There it was. Again. As if my concern were a bad habit. That night I slept on my side of the bed, staring at the wall, wondering when love had turned into something I had to apologize for. The turning point came quietly. No shouting. No dramatic reveal. Just truth finally cornered. I left my phone on the kitchen counter the next morning. Screen unlocked, a message thread open. Their message thread. I went to shower. When I came back she was standing there, pale, phone in her hand. How long? She asked. Long enough, I said. She sat down like her legs couldn't hold her. It wasn't an affair, she said quickly. We didn't. I know, I cut in. You didn't sleep with him. That's what you're going to say, right? She nodded, tears welling. It was only dinner. I laughed then. A short broken sound. You think that's the part that hurts? She tried to explain. Loneliness. Feeling invisible. How it just happened. How she never meant for it to go this far. I listened. I really did. And I could see it, her guilt, her fear, her relief at not having to hide anymore. But I could also see something else. Justification. The quiet belief that what she'd done was understandable. Forgivable. Small. I told her I needed time. She agreed too quickly. I took 3 days off work. I walked. I barely ate. I replayed our entire marriage, searching for the moment where this became inevitable. I asked myself if love meant staying, if leaving meant I was giving up. On the 4th day I called a lawyer. When I served her the papers, she looked stunned, like she'd expected anger, not resolve. You said you'd relax, she whispered. I did, I said softly. I relaxed enough to finally see clearly. She cried. I almost did too. But underneath the grief there was something else. A thin, steady line of strength I hadn't felt in months. The house feels quieter now. Empty in places that still ache. But when I wake up in the morning, I don't feel crazy anymore. I don't question my instincts or shrink my feelings to keep the peace. Some dinners cost more than you realize. Some betrayals don't need a bet to happen. And sometimes the strongest thing you can do is relax. And walk away.